So I wonder if you understand how hard of a decision it is for her in deciding whether or not to continue wrestling, and whether or not, like, how easy would it be or supportive would you really be if she decided not to continue wrestling? And the reason I ask this question is because I remember I tried to quit. Sounds like I'm a alcoholic or a drug addict. Got to quit so many times, and I couldn't. And I literally couldn't. I would stay home. I wouldn't go to practice, and my teammates would come and get me, and my coach would have a special counsel with the teammates and me, and then with me and him, and talk about me letting down myself, letting down the community, things that would plant it in a young person's mind that it was as if everybody was literally looking at me, and my success was buoying them up. And in reality, the team could use a few extra team points, and then I filled a critical weight class, but it wasn't that big a deal. It was no big deal to the community. It was a little deal to the team, but enough for them to talk to me. And I wonder if my life would be different. And so I have essentially the opposite approach with my kids, and I don't know which one is right. I'm old enough to know now that I know nothing, and that's not what I tell my kids, and I tell my my law partner a lot. I know enough to know that I don't know anything, but I'm open to a good argument on any position. And when my kids got to that age where they started wrestling, they wanted to wrestle. They're like, "Hey, Dad, I want to wrestle." And I'm like, "Okay." So I take them to a tournament that they were totally unprepared for, let them get their face smashed into the mat a few times
Healthy.
and tossed around. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's healthy.
Hmm.
And they're like, "Well, that wasn't very fun." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not very fun, is it?" And they're like, "Well, if I trained real hard and got good, it'd be fun to win." I'm like, "Yeah, but there's a lot of training that's going. Do you really have what it takes? Because I'm not going to babysit you. You got to do it on your own." And I'd really kind of put it out there that if they didn't have the fire themselves, they weren't going to do it. So I was the opposite of support. I was kind of the downer. And they didn't end up wrestling. They ended up doing other sports, and just kind of having a more diversified background in high school. But for me, when I approach any new and hard task, I know that the confidence that I can accomplish it, whether it's building something new at my house, or tackling a difficult litigation, or we don't do a ton of litigation, but a legal issue here, when I have to dig down, I've got it. I do have the mental strength, and that's not just a cliche. I have mental strength to push through because of wrestling. And so I can see the good of it, and I can also see that it's very difficult to quit when your parents or your community think that you should continue.
Right.
And so I don't know what's right. And I'm not trying to say, well, maybe you ought to like take it a little easier on her. But I'm putting out
I
there
respect your opinion.
a different version, and just trying to maybe, I wonder if you understand how hard it is for her to make this decision.